Hollywood is finally admitting that they have failed utterly at the box office this year. It's declared October, one of the worst months. No, wait, what's that? The worst month in the history of cinema. Today, we'll tell you why they've got the blues and how they're spinning it this time. Turns out, maybe Hollywood celebrities are beaming because they believe if it flops hard at the box office, it's okay. Because, well, maybe somebody will see it on streaming. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the place that keeps you ahead of the culture curve. It's a pleasure to do so with a zeal that even the Holly weirds can feel. As we dive in, click the like button. Folks, we've got a big story here today because we're going to bring your way the fact that Hollywood has finally accepted they're done for unless they make a change. Yes, like the Michael Jackson song. But is it too late? Will they finally change their ways? We've got answers. We've got receipts. Let's dive in right now. All right, Hollywood is finally admitting they have lost and lost badly, and there is no way to fix this unless, sadly, they have to get away from what they've been doing. Well, to rhyme one more time, gladly we'll take it because they've been putting out garbage, if you don't mind my French. The Hollywood Reporter calls it this way by Pamela McClintock. Box office retreat. Regretting You cedes weekend crown to Black Phone 2, but it's a hollow win. Get it? Because it was Halloween. Oh, good grief. On Sunday, Paramount boldly proclaimed that Regretting You, the second Colleen Hoover book adaptation to hit the big screen after It Ends With Us, was the victor of this year's Halloween box office contest with $8.1 million. That's the number one, $8.1 million. Universal likewise estimated a first place finish for Blumhouse's Black Phone 2 with $8 million. Jeez Louise. It goes on to talk about which one of those two movies won. I don't even care. Do you care, folks? Do you want me to go back and read the paragraph and tell you which one actually won? When we're battling over $8 million at the box office for number one, who cares? Generally, in such situations, it says a studio in Universal's position would have called the contest a tie on Sunday, but in this case, no one complained, considering overall ticket sales for the weekend came in at $52.4 million, the worst showing of the year to date. That's not the most frightening fact. It was the lowest grossing Halloween weekend in 31 years, according to ComScore. Now, we've been over this. They tell us that 1993 is the last time you go back to find a Halloween weekend revenue that's lower, but adjusted for inflation, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse whatsoever. See, they're saying that adjusted for inflation, 1993 was lower, but that doesn't take into effect that movie ticket sales have actually beat inflation. They've actually inflated faster than the rate of inflation. So if you go back, we've done the research on this. If you go back and actually track what the movie cost back then versus just using the value of the dollar, you'll find out, no, it's worse than 93. Here's a quote, though, that's coming from...
And that's not including the big-ticket widescreen theaters.
Oh yeah, the PLFs and all that. Here's the quote we have from ComScore chief box office analyst. While this was a truly scary weekend for the industry, a confluence of factors created an imperfect marketplace storm. Wherein Halloween festivities, along with one of the biggest sporting events on the planet, dominated the zeitgeist over the weekend and thus had the effect of taking the spotlight off the movie theater experience.
I see.
Well, I'm here to tell you, that can't be true because... guess what, folks? We failed to cross the $70 million mark for all of the top 10 movies at the box office 3 weekends in a row in October. There are very average middling movies that will beat $70 million at the box office in a single weekend. 3 weekends in a row, the top 10 could not combine to beat it. It's an absolute failure by Hollywood. Nobody cares about the celebrities. Nobody cares about the stars. They don't care if you're The Rock. They don't care if you're Leonardo DiCaprio. They don't care if you're Jared Leto. People don't care anymore. Now, they're trying to spin this. Bloomberg has this as box office duds are becoming streaming hits. Movie studios are rethinking how to get the most value out of their films in the streaming age. By Lucas Shaw. Says, well, let's scroll down here. Box office duds become streaming hits. When Madam Webb debuted on Netflix last year, it proved quite popular with the streaming service's customers. Despite being a box office bomb, Madam Web was the #1 movie on all of streaming during its first week. It scored a bigger opening than box office hits like Anyone But You, and It Ends With Us. This has happened a few times of late. Films that failed in theaters did well online. That has prompted Sony to study whether its fees should be based at least in part on how a movie performs online. Yada, 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 yada. It goes on to list some of these movies.
Lasted 1 week, right? At that spot as the top of the streamers?
Yes, and there's no cost to the viewer. There's no opportunity cost. This is the problem. This is why it doesn't translate that way that they think it does. And I'm not even sure they believe it. I just think they need something to say. The problem with doing this is, what is it that actually matters in streaming? What matters in streaming is, did you cause someone to subscribe to your streaming service to watch the thing, or did you cause someone to keep their subscription to watch the thing? The only other exception to that is if it's ad based, okay? But 1 week at the top does not make a box office flop suddenly be hot. You got to stay up there for a while. You got to be a K-pop demon hunters. So I'm sorry, but if somebody decides to tune in for 30 minutes to see what in the world this flop was all about, and then changes to something else, that's not a winner. That's not going to save Hollywood. And if this is what they're buying into now, they're more done for than I even knew. Go ahead.
And those are people who heard it was rotten when it came out in the theaters and didn't go see it, and are now saying, well, if I can see it for free, I'm curious if it was bad as everybody said it was. 99% of them were saying, yep, sure was. Glad I dodged that bullet.
Right. Absolutely. And again, you can just turn it on your TV at home, while you're doing your chores or doing whatever else you need to do. There's no cost like going to the movies. That's why the box office is such a perfect gauge for what's really going on, is because you have to spend the evening. You have to make a decision, right? It costs money. There's a choice involved here that says something about what people want, what they're doing. Andy, am I wrong about any of that?
I'm wondering with this, that this Forgetting You and all that, it's the classic chick flick, right? It seems to me with the last few of these they've made, the women aren't showing up to the audiences anymore. I think that they have broken the habit of going to the movies, but more so with women. So when they're doing this, and they're like they've lost the formula for it, but I think they've really alienated the women and the female viewers, and which is ironically the ones that they think that they were trying to acquire. I don't know if you can get them back. I don't know. Have their taste changed? When you look at this, I think some of the problems that you have with the Halloween audience here, look at the lack of horror movies. I would think that Halloween, the fall time, should be like, there should be an abundance of Halloween movies. There should be something that's like to kind of capitalize on that theme, just like there's always usually a family feel-good movie around Christmas. I don't know that they're going to be able to pull back from this, because they lack the humility to say that they were wrong about what their impulse was and what the creative direction was going for. And the fact that you see this movie coming out, it's got all of the key points. It's got the pretty girl from the Ghostbusters movie, all blonded up.
You're talking about McKenna Grace?
Yes, which she should be like. And as far as I can tell, she hasn't pulled a Zegler and opened her mouth and alienated people. But this should have brought in like a lot of female viewers. It should have brought in some teen viewers. I think that the younger generation, something happened there with their parents weren't taking them to movies as much. They kind of broke that, and it might be something from the coof with all that period. But they've broken that habit, and I don't know that they're going to be able to get them to make it appealing to that younger generation that actually wants to go see that movie. I think that's a bigger problem that you're going to run into with this, is that you've lost people, but you also have no way to get them back in, especially with the creative minds. Culture was talking about this with like the script readers. Who's handing these scripts up to the higher ups to say, here's a good one that should work? And after a couple of flops, why do they still have jobs? I think there's really a systemic problem inside the entire creative process within Hollywood and what gets greenlit.
I think you're exactly right. I want to prove definitively, too, just to piggyback off what you're saying, I want to prove definitively that a flop that suddenly, pops up on streaming for a bit, it doesn't matter. It's a total nothing burger. Here's the proof from Nielsen. Nielsen has this. This is the top 10 movies in streaming. And the most recent they have is September 29th through October 5th. Takes them a while to tabulate this. Folks, look at number 8 on this list. Elio. Elio is one of the worst flops Pixar has ever suffered. It's embarrassing to Disney. There are no Elio toys being sold. There's none that are, relatively. Nobody cares. It's moving nothing. The fact that it made it to number 8 on the top 10 streaming, do you think that moved any additional toys? No. Do you think that made any plushies happen? No. T-shirts? No. Lunch boxes? No. Merchandise of any kind? No. Did it get people to subscribe to Disney Plus? No. Did it get people to buy a Disney Plus subscription? No. It did nothing. It's literally just something that comes on the TV sometimes and people pay it no mind. That's all it is. Same thing. I hate to be mean, like Dog Man. Same thing. It means nothing. It means nothing because there is no opportunity cost here. You make no big decision. It can play while you're cooking dinner and you don't even know that it's happening. And this is picked up by smart TVs, then tabulated. I'm sorry. But unless it's trending in some other way, simply streaming into the top 10 doesn't mean anything, especially if it has a box office flop attached to it that tells us really and truly what people think of it with their values.
To be fair, though, Dogman is far more entertaining than Elio.
Well, that's not hard to do, is it?
But also, I can tell you, I defy you to have Play Dirty on and just have it happening in the background. You watch that movie. It's damn good.
You love it, huh? You love it.
It commands your attention all the way through. And although I haven't seen it, I understand K-Pop Demon Hunters does too.
It does. And we were talking about movies made for the box office. Well, they go to the box office, but are made for streaming. The K-Pop Demon Hunters did something completely different. It was put on streaming and then found incredible success at the box office for a movie that everybody could already watch at home for free. I think it's the epitome of what Hollywood needs to stare at and study and look for and break down and put together anything they can that is on the level of K-Pop Demon Hunters for what actually needs to go with the box office. This last weekend, K-Pop Demon Hunters, I believe, came in number 4 at the domestic box office with nearly $6 million in revenue on a re-release on a Halloween weekend. Sure, the word demon is in the name, but that's not exactly Halloween flavor, compared to other things that are out there like Black Phone. But it's entertaining, and the kids are begging for it. And it was I was completely surprised. I knew I'd like the songs. The songs are fun. They're fun pop songs. But I was surprised at how much I was moved by the story. I was like, I'm watching it going, I cannot believe that I'm being, moved by this thing, because it's so well written, it's well acted, and even though it is a cartoon, it does what Hollywood is completely missing out on, probably because it's not so much focused on trying to aim at a particular audience or with a particular message that skews very much one direction, but so much more of that general good versus evil, and love and acceptance. We're missing it, and its story brings it back.
Yeah. Speaking of love and acceptance, audiences are not loving Hollywood this October. Wizard, the thing about it, though, is that they're trying to play this off a little bit, whether it's the excuse of, if they flop at the box office, it's okay because, streaming. Oh, yeah, totally streaming. They're also, though, Wizard, when we brought this up earlier, they're playing this game of not really dealing with the number of tickets sold. They want to talk about this. And by the way, we need to give credit where it's due. This is Geek Tyrant that's got this one. Joey Power. They don't want to talk about tickets sold. They don't want to talk about butts and seats. They want to play this game where they talk about it's the worst in 28 years because either they adjust for inflation or they never want to say, adjust for actual movie ticket prices. They'll adjust for inflation or they'll completely ignore it. So it's a 23-year low if they don't adjust for inflation. It's a 28-year low if they do adjust for inflation, but it's a forever low if they were willing to say it's how many people went.
That's it's hot in Florida, so people don't go to theme parks excuse of streaming, right?
Oh, yeah. Dang it, it's hot. Wizard, this is not going to go well for them. By our calculations now, after this October, it is exceedingly unlikely. I mean, you got to have the Wicked Part 2 overperform by orders of magnitude. Zootopia 2 has to come in and just like pull $1.5 billion. It is now exceedingly unlikely that 2025 beats 2024 at the domestic box office.
Well, I could summarize this. I'm going to take this into 3 different quadrants. There's negative conditioning, right? And that negative conditioning is there's no reason to leave your couch. The movie is going to come out, it's going to underperform, and you're going to see it within 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe even less. Black Phone 2 is about to hit streaming right now. And you could text your friends, be like, hey, did you see Black Phone 2? No, I'm going to just double feature it when it hits streaming in a couple of weeks. So there's massive negative conditioning there. On top of that, we're talking about this Halloween weekend. It's a big deal. A lot of horror movies are usually very successful. What came out or what was available to watch in 2024? Oh, let's see. Smile 2, Terrifier 3, The Substance, Heretic, Beetlejuice, Speak No Evil. And there was re-releases, too, of other Halloween movies. How many Halloween movies were available this Halloween? I can't find any. Can you find any? Oh, Black Phone 2? Well, that came out weeks ago. I have already seen that. So here I am, a person that was actually looking to go to the theater for Halloween weekend, and there was nothing to see. That's not my fault for not going. That's your fault, Hollywood, for not supplying any movies worth going to the theater for. So on top of that, you've conditioned everyone to wait at home, wait for it to be released. But then there's nothing coming out. Even Frankenstein, which should have been out weeks ago, was held to go to theaters November 7th after Halloween. You missed the entire month of October. What are you doing, Netflix? I understand they were working things out with AMC, but that was a completely missed opportunity, especially at a time. What was your competition, Netflix? Tron Ares? You could have just dropped Frankenstein and made a fortune. But no, you didn't. And on top of that, something to play off of what you guys were saying with Elio and Pixar and everything that's going wrong there, a lot of the points that Ron was making, marketing departments have failed. All of them have. They don't understand what humans are. They don't understand how to connect with human beings anymore because
what are humans?
They themselves, the people in these marketing departments are so self-interested that they don't know how to look outside their window and be able to connect with who the regular people are. Who are the regular people out there anymore? They have no idea because they don't see it on their phones. They're not talking with these people. They don't know what people want. What do general audiences want? So even if you've got a movie that could be great, like Black Phone 2, I enjoyed it myself. But the marketing department doesn't know how to sell that to people. They don't know how to sell Tron Ares, even for its merits, and there could be a couple of good scenes.
How, Wizard? How could you sell Tron Ares? They did their best. They showed the trailer had only the dude who had 5 minutes in the actual movie. They, polishing the La Caca.
I don't know what they're doing with the marketing budgets that they spend so much money when, where I see most of, I guess, any of the footage or the promotion or the discussion on channels like this. I don't see the actual commercials themselves. I don't see the ads appearing, and I scroll quite a bit on short form platforms just as a form of studying what's happening in the marketplace. I'm not seeing the advertising. I don't know where they're trying to meet the general audiences, but they're failing on even getting to the platforms where people are.
The crazy thing is, we want to put trailers up and talk about the movies, and they'll ding you in a second. They'll take every bit of revenue if you put a trailer up, and it's like, why did you make the trailer then? If you won't let us play it.
The good news is we're going to make a great trailer for this movie. The bad news is if you dare show it, ooh.
People don't realize
what's wrong with them.
People don't realize, even like that Tron Ares that we were playing, the effort that goes in to satisfy whatever it is that they try to ding you for. It's a Herculean effort, and we have to work very hard to test those out and make sure that we won't, suffer the wrath for daring to advertise their own stuff for them on YouTube. So
we
I
do
don't
more
know.
advertising than the advertising departments.
Yeah, and consequently, we also make more money off some of their stuff than they do. But at least for the Acolyte season 2, I'm telling you, we made a lot more money here than Disney did off the Acolyte. Bring on the season 2. We'd love it.
That's
We'd love
the
it.
power of men, as far as I'm
Power of
Yeah, but
many.
only if Lauren has to watch it.
Oh my. All right, guys, the box office is in collapse. The good news about it, and I guess this is where we'll wrap the conversation. The good news about it is we did that. And I don't want to celebrate, the funeral for Hollywood, but I do want to say they're not quite dead yet. They can right the ship. It's almost at that point where they're at the don't pass go mark. It's almost to the point they're at Detroit. But for right now, all they got to do is go back to making universal storytelling, de-wokeify their studios, put out characters that people love, and tell a good story. Tell a darn good story. And you know what? They'd be fine again. And I don't know if it's going to happen, but they'd be fine again. Lou doesn't feel like... I'm hearing Lou's sigh that says, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
Why should we believe them anymore?
Well,
it's about credibility.
Lilo and Stitch is the only...
one or two.
Lilo and Stitch is... Am I wrong, guys? Lilo and Stitch is the only $1 billion film this year.
Yeah, I think so.
One film. No, it ended up at like 960, 970, unless it has barely trickled its way over, but I don't think it has.
There's a lot of people out there that a certain side would have said, that whole go woke, go broke thing, that's not going to true. That's never going to happen. Well, guess what? We're seeing it in real time now. Go woke, they're broke.
That's right. It's over.
We really hope that you felt this video was satisfactual. We know we had an actual good time participating and communicating with each and every one of you out there listening. It is a great honor. It is a great pleasure, even a responsibility to do this on a daily basis. You give us the dream job we love doing, and for that we can never say thank you enough. There's only one small favor we ask beyond what has already been done, and that is, folks, consider it. That is clicking the like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It's the notification bell. And drop a comment right on down below. Let us know your thoughts, because your thoughts do indeed matter, no matter what the mainstream media would otherwise say. Folks, as we say every single time we end these videos, because we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.